So burning glucose for fuel is literally pro-aging. I mean, your skin, your hair, the color of your hair, how you feel, all these things, it's pro-aging. If you want to age quicker, make all of your energy come from carbohydrates. If you're overweight already, you come to me overweight, your body has literally forgotten how to burn fat. You must reprogram it. So that's metabolic inflexibility. So if we talk about the opposite of that, metabolic flexibility. Now, metabolic flexibility means that glucose and fat can be utilized for fuel effortlessly as needed. On an as needed basis, the body can effortlessly shift from one fuel source to another depending on demand. So glucose is stored as glycogen. Okay? Now, glycogen is really the only thing that should ever be utilized to burn glucose. So glycogen is literally a survival mechanism. Your body stores glucose for emergency situations. If you think of this paleo, ancestral, right? We think about our ancestors, right? Their glycogen stores were for moments of imminent danger, death, right? Like a lion is chasing me. I need to sprint as hard as I possibly can. That requires glucose. It's a glycolytic activity. You can only burn glucose during these periods of time, okay? So literally, it should only be used in emergency situations. I mean, 99% of your activities should be fueled by fat. Literally, 99% of all your daily activities should be fueled by fat. You should be able to use fat for fuel all the time. You almost never have enough of a stressor, maybe like a CrossFit WOD or something. If you're a fitness person, you're gonna need some glucose, okay? But the problem with metabolic inflexibility is that you never burn fat. So you can't burn fat for glycolytic activity. You can burn glucose for aerobic activity when you should be burning fat. If you're metabolic inflexibility, you only ever burn sugar. That's it. Glucose is sugar. It's the only thing that your body knows how to burn. And the reason for that is because you've given it glucose, carbohydrates, carbohydrates, carbohydrates. It's never had to learn how to burn fat. You start off as a baby knowing how to burn fat, and then well-meaning adults introduce you to carbohydrates and screw the whole thing up. You become metabolically inflexible for the rest of your life until you run into this crazy guy, Justin with Clovis, who tells you how to become fat adapted, which is what we're gonna get into next. So metabolic inflexibility literally locks our bodies in sugar burning mode. We are never able to access fat for fuel, okay? So metabolic flexibility is the reason why I take away fitness. If somebody comes to me significantly overweight, now in my world, 30 plus pounds, that's obese. I put you in a high risk category, and I take away intense exercise. My recommendation to you, if you get a custom plan from me, is gonna be no intense exercise for 30 days, okay? And a lot of people get really upset by this. I tell you to take a daily walk, do some movement, you know, maybe a little bit of yoga if you want to, get outside and walk, whatever. I just really prefer walking even over yoga because some people can get really intense with yoga poses, right? So get outside and walk. That's all I recommend. And people get mad at this, but there's a reason for it. Like we said, carbohydrates are dirty energy and promote inflammation. Now, if you're significantly overweight, this means that you are in a chronically inflamed state. You're already just massively inflamed. I can't even explain it. Like, you cannot be obese and not be inflamed, really. So when you're overweight, you're far more susceptible to the oxidative damage caused by training and other forms of life stress, okay? Now, anaerobic workouts, intense workouts, emphasize glucose burning. They burn glucose. It's a dirty burning fuel, oxidative stress, free radicals, more inflammation, okay? Now, in simple terms, if you're an overweight individual, you simply cannot handle the stress of added inflammation and intense exercise. You can't. You are working against yourself. So on top of this, intense exercise spikes cortisol levels. Cortisol is a hormone that promotes gluconeogenesis. So you spike cortisol, your cortisol level tells your body to create more glucose, to just keep this cycle going. More glucose, we need more glucose. We're ridiculously stressed out, we're inflamed, we're stressed, this is crazy. Give us more sugar. So besides the glucose that you're taking in your poor Western diet, right? your body starts making its own glucose. You have this endless cycle of glucose production, right? You're locked in to sugar burning, okay? So we have to handle the inflammation and chronic stress in the body. Don't shoot the messenger here. But simply by being significantly overweight, you're dealing with spiked cortisol, you're dealing with spiked inflammation, you're dealing with high stress levels. We need to love your body and give it time to heal, okay? So the anaerobic workouts emphasize glucose burning. Aerobic workouts, which are completely different, these are low heart rate, low intensity workouts. Aerobic workouts emphasize fat burning, and they're energizing and they're minimally stressful on the body. So we're going to talk about that in a minute, how you can use this. But with the overweight clients, they can take walks during the 30 days. That's it. No intense exercise. Everyone likes to fight me on this and call me crazy, but I'm telling you, the results speak for themselves. So speaking of which, I'm going to give you a quick testimony, and we'll have a graphic here to show you. There's a girl named Jenni in the Clovis Academy. And I already talked to Jenni today. She gave me permission to share this with you guys. So Jenni was someone who came to me overweight, and I suggested that she calm down on the training, right? This is someone who was training intensely. I believe when she got to me, she was training 6 days a week of intense activity. You know, kind of one of those living room warriors, like a beach body or whatever it might be. Just work out. The more you work out, the more results you're going to get. The more you work out, no pain, no gain. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, right? She just couldn't lose weight. Comes to me, says, Justin, what do you think I should do? I give her a plan, and I say, I think you should stop all that intense exercise. I think you should let me get your nutrition handled. Let's really, really get this locked in, get this nutrition part solid, and let's leave that intense stuff alone, just for a little while. Just give me 30 days. She was not having it. She fought me on this, right? She said, it's my mental release. It makes me feel good. I need this exercise, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm not one for changing minds, okay? If you're a vegetarian, I'm not going to fight with you. If you love your intense workouts, I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to let you do it your way, right? I'll give you the macros you need. So I gave her macros according to her 6 days a week of intense exercise, and I let her do it her way, and I sat back and I waited. So 49 days later, here's what happened, right? She wrote me this in the Clovis Academy, and I'm just going to read it to you. Warning, long post. For the first time in my life since 6th grade, I feel confident enough to not wear makeup in public. Sorry, my before pic is from a sweaty pic. That was the only time I would take a photo of myself without makeup and show it to a very small group of girls. In my before photo, my forehead, my cheeks had small red bumps that were getting worse, and they itched, and I had acne on my chin and neck. Also, my after photo was taken while on my period. My first period, not experiencing a breakout. First one, not experience a breakout. I also had a small clear growth you can't see in the photo happening on my cheek, and it's gone. So my life partner has seen me try everything. Vegan, banana girl, beach body, multiple detox cleanses. In conversation with a family member, I heard him say, yeah, she has found something that is real. He's talking about Clovis, right? Not something that works, but something that is real. And she said, I didn't even think he was on board with all this, but he's watching, he's observing. So she explains that she's on day 57. Her first 49 days, now remember, she fought me tooth and nail in the fitness thing. She kept her intense exercise as part of her protocol. And I said, okay, go do your thing. My first 49 days, I had no physical change, but I could feel things changing on the inside. I was also working out 6 days a week, crushing herself on the fitness side of things, right? So here's what she says. I wrote Justin on day 49, and he told me to stop working out and relax. 8 days later, I am all of a sudden 6 pounds lighter. Life is good. So think about that. Day 49 with no physical change. She comes to me. Day 1, I said, get rid of the intense exercise. No physical change. 49 days. She comes to me. Justin, what do I do? For me, it's kind of like giving her a hug. Welcome back. Thanks for asking, right? Let's go back to day 1. Let's get rid of that intense exercise. And she lost almost a pound a day. 6 pounds in the first 8 days just by getting rid of the intense training. And you can see the before and after picture yourself. Her face red, swollen, inflamed. That is how powerful this entire idea is. of just constantly spiking glucose, spiking glucose, spiking glucose. It's inflammation. All of that red, the breakouts that she's experiencing in her face, that's inflammation manifesting itself. So almost all skin issues are, right? We got rid of the inflammation. We let her relax. We loved the body. Love your body just for 30 days. Take it easy on yourself. Stop beating yourself up, right? It's crazy. So this is what we're doing. We're literally saying, okay, body, you've been obese for 3 decades. This ends now. I'm going to beat you into submission. We're literally beating the hell out of our own bodies, just beating ourselves down. Punishment, punishment, no pain, no gain. Bop, 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 bop. You deserve this, right? This is the only thing we can do. And then we expect our bodies to do what we want it to do. Literally, we're not caring for ourselves at all. We're abusing ourselves. There's so many people go, I just don't have the discipline to get in shape. I don't have the discipline to lose weight. I can't do it. I don't have the motivation, right? Because they think they need to have motivation to get up and go to the gym 6 days a week. You're working against yourself. I promise you, Jenni's proof of it, and I have countless other testimonies with the same thing. Every crazy testimony that you've ever seen on Clovis, social media, 50 pounds in 6 weeks, 40 pounds in 60 days, all these things were done with zero fitness and a custom macronutrient plan that I created myself. That's how you get real results, because I use science. Let me use science for you, right? Talk about it. So the golden rule here all comes down to carbohydrates. Now, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you get a custom macronutrient plan from me. First and foremost, let me say that if you want to maximize your results, come to me and get a custom macronutrient plan. Trust me. If you want Jenni type results, or the 50 pounds in 6 weeks results, or the 40 pounds in 60 days results, right? So the thing that I want to show you here, and this is a giant oversimplification. If for some reason you don't come to me for custom macronutrients, I just want you to follow this rule. Less than 50 grams net carbs per day. That's basically the golden rule. If you want to kick your habit of being a sugar burner, right? You have to take in less than 50 grams net carbs per day. Now, that being said, the other macronutrients really, really matter. So again, I suggest you come to me, but at the bare minimum, remember less than 50 grams net carbs per day. And this is a requirement. If you want to defeat carb addiction, this is an absolute requirement, because the average American gets between 300 to 600 grams of carbohydrates per day. Remember that number, because we're going to talk about that in a little bit. 300 to 600 grams of carbohydrates per day. To put that into perspective for you, I probably eat 35 grams a day. Literally 10 times less, right? 300 to 600 grams for the typical American carbohydrates.